The advancement isn't with the actual screen. All things considered, the incorporates a webcam, explicit fastens and features for Microsoft groups, and more security choices than you'll track down going with most screens. This is amazing. However, on-office boards frequently hold back with regards to picture quality, focusing on features somewhere else, and the C2422HE isn't modest, with worldwide evaluating at £435 divided by $435 divided by €496. Dell's presentation likewise faces solid rivalry. In the event that you need a more sleek office choice, there's the Huawei Mate View, which has a 3:2 board and expenses £499 divided by €639. Design and features. An extraordinary webcam and liberal actual network. Smooth, vigorous design with a lot of development. An obvious ordinary screen particular. The Dell C2422HE incorporates a 5-megapixel webcam in its top bezel, which conveys fresh and smooth symbolism. The camera upholds Windows High for biometric sign-in. It's expanded by double commotion dropping amplifiers, and it can slide into the bezel for expanded protection. There are more video conferencing features in the base bezel. There's a committed button for Microsoft Groups that answers calls and warnings. And there are buttons to raise, bring down the volume, and quiet the receivers. There's likewise a hook switch key to interface your remote headset. Those fastens all have devoted LEDs. The group's light is strong when the application runs, and it squints when you get a warning. Squeezing the button opens the device. The hook switch drove squints when you have a bring-in groups or Skype, and various presses can reply and or reject calls. The base bezel is covered with a dark texture that looks sharp. For sure, consolidate that with the Dell's metallic base, and you have a presentation that looks much better than the typical office monitor. It's durable, as well, with the Dell's development reliably smooth. The C2422HE dazzles in different regions, as well. Underneath the buttons and LEDs you'll find open USB 3.2 Gen 1, and earphone ports close by a USB-C downstream port with 15W of charging capacity. And around the back there's another USB-C connector that upholds DisplayPort, 90W of force conveyance, and a daisy-binded second presentation. The back presents two additional regular USB attachments, HDMI and DisplayPort inputs, and a Kensington lock opening. There's a DisplayPort yield for adding a subsequent screen, and a Gigabit Ethernet attachment. There's a USB upstream port for joining the Dell to your host PC or PC you really want to interface that to utilize the Dell's full scope of features and possibly run all of your work area peripherals through the C2422HE. Helpfully, the stand has a link directing cavity to keep links slick. The Dell C2422HE even incorporates a KVM, so you can utilize one bunch of peripherals to control two associated computers or PCs. Furthermore, in that base bezel you'll track down a couple of 5W speakers. They're a piece sloppy, with overpowering bass and an absence of top-of-the-line definition. However, they're fine for settling on video decisions and paying attention to ambient sound. The Dell offers 140mm of level change, 25 levels of slant, 90 levels of turn, and 180 levels of revolution. Join that with a 100mm VESA backing, and this monitor conveys more than adequate actual flexibility. And keeping in mind that the on-screen show isn't energizing, it's efficient and effectively safe because of a joystick situated at the back. The Dell can be worked without devices as well. There's a truckload to like about the Dell C2422HE's features, yet its interior detail is altogether common. It's an IPS show with a 1920x1080 goal and 8-cycle tone. It has a 60Hz refresh rate and 8 ms reaction time. That is fine for regular office work. Yet it's probably not going to be adequate for inventive undertakings, nor is it reasonable for nighttime gaming. In the event that you improve picture quality, the Huawei Mate View could be a reasonable other option. It's a 3:2 presentation with a gigantic goal of 3840x2560. It doesn't accompany the webcam or the actual network of the Dell, yet it improves remote and Bluetooth capacities as well as undeniably more style. Picture quality, adequate variety, precision, and range inclusion for regular assignments. Disappointing splendor and differentiation execution proves prohibitive. An okay showcase for ordinary work, yet all at once nothing more. The Dell C2422HE's deadened inner determination meant disappointing picture quality. The presentation's processing plant splendor level of 153 nits is fine for most workplaces, however it will look faint on the off chance that you're underneath brilliant lights or close to a huge window. The 0.5 nit dark point is high, for a difference proportion of 306:1. That contrast proportion is poor, and is obvious on the showcase. There's little profundity, dark regions look dim, and colors pulverize together. The average brilliance and differentiation mean there's no very good quality punch. By the same token, The low differentiation proportion doesn't make the Dell unusable. It's still sufficient for program-based work, office applications, and video calls, without a doubt, any circumstance where you don't need loads of profundity or subtlety. In any case, on the off chance that those ascribes are of significance, look somewhere else. The board's greatest brilliance level of 223 nits is better and will suit most office circumstances. All things considered, a more grounded backlight would improve the Dell in a more extensive assortment of situations, and expanding the brilliance didn't improve contrast. The Dell conveys average variety execution as well. It delivered 91.6% of the sRGB variety range with a volume of 98.3%, and a sensible delta E of 2.65. Those mid-range results imply that the Dell can produce the majority of the shades expected for ordinary undertakings, and with sensible exactness. In any case, the board can't deliver anything past sRGB, and it isn't adequately accurate to adapt to variety-delicate responsibilities and imaginative application. The Dell doesn't have the backlight consistency to handle those situations. Either its solidarity darkened by 20% in the base corners, which is poor on a 24-in board. I'm not astonished that the Dell C2422HE doesn't convey great picture quality, however, since that is apparently the most insignificant part of this product, and keeping in mind that it doesn't have the difference, splendor, or varieties to handle imaginative errands. It's adequate to deal with regular responsibilities and office destinations. It will just battle in especially brilliant conditions. Assuming you truly do require something more splendid and more accurate, the Huawei is much better, and the more established HP beats the Dell as well. Without a doubt, the Dell C2422HE succeeds somewhere else. It offers one of the most mind-blowing highlight sets you'll find on any office monitor, with extraordinary correspondence and availability. It's far superior than the Huawei in such manner, and the HP has less actual features yet better remote capacity. The Dell's fabricate quality is likewise strong. It conveys a decent scope of change choices and useful speakers as well. Finally, thanks for watching this video. See you again next time.